Hello and welcome to a new episode of Startups Weekly. These are our topics. What will the mobility of the future look like? Possible answers are provided at the GreenTechFestival in Berlin. One of the topics is urban air mobility. Besides the development of air taxis, also the necessary infrastructure is an important role. We talked to the British startup Skyports, which explained us their ideas and visions.
We do infrastructure for urban air mobility, so that means we are owning and operating vertiports in the world's major cities, which are essentially landing areas for vehicles such as Volocopter, e-Hang, and other vehicles in the space. We're currently finalizing the designs, and the first Volo-Port prototype is going into production. We expect it to be built in Singapore in October 2019. So we're running a big event there with the Volocopter public flight trials. And the next step is to figure out how we can build up permanent infrastructure in Singapore to allow commercial flights to take place, and that we expect that to be around 2022. So Europe is interestingly leading on the regulatory side. EASA, the European Aviation Agency, is very constructive and innovative in creating a regulatory environment that allows these vehicles to fly in cities. I think the biggest challenge that the whole industry needs to crack is the public acceptance and really explaining to the passengers, but also to the citizens of cities, where is the social benefit. Because traditionally helicopters are perceived as reserved for the rich 1%, whereas the electric vehicles such as Volocopter are here to change that perception by bringing the cost down and allowing essentially everyone to fly around. But I think it'll take a while to get that message across, to prove it by starting to fly in cities around the world. Once that sort of gets into people's minds, it will be a natural part of our cities.
The GreenTechFestival will take place all weekend at the former airport in Berlin Tempelhof. There you can not only check out air taxis, but also many different other mobility solutions of the future. And now let's continue with the investment news of the week.
Money transfer service TransferWise has raised a massive €262 million in a secondary financing round, thanks to help from 3 lead investors. The latest investment round represents the fintech firm's largest funding so far, and it takes the total amount raised by the London-based startup to €690.45 million across 9 funding rounds spanning 8 years. TransferWise is a money transfer service that allows private individuals and businesses to send money overseas without any hidden charges. The company therefore provides an alternative to traditional means of sending money abroad. Christo Kerman, co-founder and CEO of TransferWise, was pleased with the added confidence in his company. German startup Holodeck VR has landed a €3 million investment, thanks to funds from German entertainment firm ProSiebenSat.1. The virtual reality startup hopes to increase its annual revenue and close the gap to industry leaders. Currently, Holodeck VR generates an annual revenue which is just shy of €1 million. Holodeck VR has developed socially and physically engaging VR systems. The company will use the investment to expand its platform and network of virtual reality locations. The €3 million is the first capital raised by the startup. Jonathan Novak Delgado, co-founder and co-managing director of Holodeck VR, spoke about the aims for the startup. London fintech startup Wagestream has raised €46 million in its Series A round, which was led by Balderton Capital and Northzone. The football crypto game startup Sorare has received a €500,000 investment, with Seedcamp and Kima Ventures leading the pre-seed round. Hamburg-based startup BIO-LUTIONS raised €8.3 million in a Series A funding round, led by delivery hero and KfW subsidiary DAG.
This Sunday sees the European elections take place. Besides the many established national parties, there is also an European initiative which was founded by the former Greek finance minister Yanis Varoufakis. One of his topics is a Green New Deal for Europe. Here's a clip from our deep dive.
Every day, good quality jobs are being destroyed by automation and replaced by Uberized jobs, mini jobs and all that. And none of the establishment parties have a solution to this. And the reason is because you can't have a solution to that until and unless you take the excess liquidity from Frankfurt and you plunge it into green jobs. We have proposed that the European Union creates a green transition agency, the purpose of which will be to assess the different proposals from different companies, from the Mittelstand, from startups, from Siemens, from large companies, and allocate it according to merit. This will be an interesting challenge, but it's not a challenge that we have not experienced before. Remember the Marshall Plan. When the Marshall Plan aid came, a huge amount of money came from the United States, and they set up such a works agency in Paris. Inevitably, eventually that became the Organization of Economic Cooperation, the OECD. So we can do it. We've done it before. At the moment, business is too scared to invest. And it's a never-ending circle because they are scared to invest because they think that if they invest in some product, there will not be enough demand for it. Yeah. They will lose money. So they don't invest, there is no demand, and then their worst fears are confirmed.
You can find a complete deep dive with Yanis Varoufakis on our webpage and on YouTube. And that was already it with Startups Weekly. See you next Friday. Till then, don't forget, do epic shit. Bye.